Hello, this is Dustin with Home Mender, and today we're part 2 on the estimate ride-along. This is where I show you how to price it. Let's get to it. Now, knowing what to charge in labor can be a tough thing. It puzzles and troubles a lot of people and a lot of contractors. I've devised my own system. I also created a Home Menders price guide that you can use when pricing your labor, but it goes like this. Now with Windows, Windows are something I've never been able to compete on price with Windows suppliers. Like places like Window World or Mr. Rogers or things like those. We're paying $180 for a double hung window, and these companies are installing it for that price. So I usually refer them to those guys. Now with the rotten wood, I open up my Home Depot website and take a look at the inventory that they have there. So we'll take a look at some brick mold, and you can see the brick mold. Well, I think trim is something that you're going to need to find out what the square foot is, because it's hard to find online. Brick mold is about $1.50 a foot. I think they sell an 8-foot PVC replacement that's about $13. So that would be $26 for material. You can also check the 1x6 and get the primed white boards. Those are much easier to paint than the bare wood. You go down to the front door 36-inch. If he replaces the front door, we won't have to do those 2 8-foot pieces of brick mold because they'll be included. Install a new door closer. You look for the door closer online, find out what it's going to be, and pick up the material. So we're just going to go through these, and here's this 4-inch PVC plug, and we can pull up some other things, the door, and show you how to do it, and then we'll build a materials list. So any material that you spend, you should get 30% on it. So basically, if you're buying something for $300, 30%, an easy way to figure that out would be you drop the last digit. So 10% of 300 is 30. So if you did 30, 30, and 30, that would be 30%, which would be $90 on a $300 purchase. So you're charging them $390 to buy a $300 piece of material. After we get the material cost totaled up, we will add 30% of the material cost to that, and then we'll figure up the labor. Now on the labor, I printed up a price guide for my guys and then produced it here. This is just a basic guideline. Of course, like if it's a super dangerous job or if it's up 3 stories on a slanted roof, you may include some extra hazard pay. But typically $100 a board to replace an outside board labor, because you have to paint it as well. Like you can't do exterior work without painting it. It's part of the process. You can put a door inside and not paint it if the guy doesn't want to paint it. But for longevity purposes, you do need to caulk and paint that. As far as the storm door closer, you could total up all these miscellaneous things and charge them hourly, but I'd charge for each and every task, unless it's super minimal. So to put on his little $4 cap, I'll probably charge him 20 bucks. The fact is, if he wanted to save the 20 bucks, he could do it himself, but he's choosing to get me to do it, and I want $20 to do it. When installing a door, it's usually the whole package, so you will need to paint the jamb. Now, you don't have to paint his door, but you should at least paint the wood so he'll be ready for weather. Now, in the price guide, I've come up with prices that I feel are fair for the labor-intensive work that's involved, but it's done well. Like, you don't leave trash on the property, you take care of it, you clean up after yourself. Like these 2 doors that we're going to install, we're going to haul away his old doors and all his lumber because we're not going to be that guy. Now on the dog ear pickets, now these cannot be purchased for the size wood that he needs. Either you need to buy a 6-inch dog ear and then rip it down to 4 inches, or you need to buy a panel and cut the pickets off of them. If you buy the 6-inch dog ear and rip them, they do come a little thicker, so it's a little tacky. You can kind of see it. So that panel is going to cost us $45, but we have to cut all the pickets off of it, so you have to spend time doing that and replacing them and throwing away the old wood. So it looks like the $50 for the panel plus the material cost would be 65 bucks. He wanted to replace the chimney cap, but a chimney cap that is not broken or damaged, it's just rusted, can be sanded down and then primed and painted with like a Rust-Oleum paint. So that's what he is quoted there. some things you have to know what like replacement would cost. The replacement would cost him better than $500. I do have to get up on his roof, which is a minimum of $165 call, but I also have to buy the $30 worth of supplies to do the job. We've got to replace the dented roof vent. Now again, getting on a roof is $165. Yes, I'm already going to be up there doing the chimney cap, but roofers are paid well. And $425 to take care of everything on his roof is a low price. And with the sheet vinyl, I am going to quote him the entire downstairs and second floor done in sheet vinyl, and the carpet wrapped on the steps. A new carpet, and they're going to be wrapped around. So the only thing that's going to be carpet is steps, and everything else vinyl. Now this includes, I had somebody come in and take a look at the property, and I'm just going to let somebody else do that. This is called contracting. This guy comes in and tells me he'll do all the work for $1,800, and then I charge him more. I find contracting is about 25%. So if they're going to charge you $1,000 to do it, I would charge him $1,250. Now the homeowner could go and do these things and call the company himself, but that's what you're paying for. You're paying for the service of somebody else to set it up, make sure everything's right, and get it done the right way. Now the way the price guide is set up is that it's $75 per hour when you don't know what to charge. Anything on top of the roof is $165 minimum. Anything under the house is a $250 minimum. Now this Home Mender price guide is available with the e-course. Price guide is set up for labor only. You would take your material cost, add the 30% for you picking it up and picking it out, and add the labor price to it, and that's your price. So that's it. That's how I estimate and how I find labor prices and material prices and what to charge. Then I write it up to him specifying exactly what I'm doing. I use terms like repair as needed or paint to match existing, just so he knows what to expect. So for Home Mender, I'm Dustin. I hope you learned something today, and if you did, don't forget to click subscribe. Thanks for watching.